Yeah. It's a division of the vote. It's all right. All right. We're going to wear y'all down. All right. Please. Hey, let's sit down and behave yourself. We're going to call the roll, and we'll see what happens. And Mike, you better admit it if I'm correct. All right. My prediction is that the noes won. But just to be sure, we're going to call the roll. Mr. Gates, if you will. All right, here's the motion. Just to clarify, we're voting to either continue discussing the question about this proposed change of the rules and the amendment, and the additional motion to appoint a committee, or to stop discussing it and table it until some later date. Those are your two choices. So either we table that discussion and come back to it later maybe, or we don't. All right. Are there any questions? Does everyone know what they're voting for? The yes means we are tabling it. The no means we are going to continue discussing it. All right. Mr. Gates, if you will call the roll.
Bar Road 1.
Bar Road 1 Executive Committeeman has left the building. President fills in.
Yes, you do.
Dave Wilson, I was told, has a pregnant wife somewhere that he's going off to attend to. So let's all keep Dave and his wife in our thoughts and prayers.
I'm going to add that to my list of prayer requests.
That was a no. All right. Bethany. Bethany. Bowling Springs South.
No.
Casey 1.
No.
Casey 2.
No.
Casey 2A.
No.
Cedar Crest.
No.
Chaladon.
Yes.
Chapin.
No.
Coldstream.
Yes.
Edenwood.
Yeah.
Edmond.
No.
Irmo.
No.
Kittiwake.
No.
Lake Murray 1.
No.
Lake Murray 2.
No.
Lexington 1.
No.
Lexington 2.
No.
Lexington 4.
No.
Lynn Creek.
Yes.
Midway.
Yes.
Nims.
No.
Mount Hebron is a no. Mount Horeb.
No.
Murraywood.
No.
Over there. Oakwood.
Yes.
Old Barnwell Road.
No.
Old Lexington.
No.
Park Road 2.
Yes.
Pillion 1.
No.
Pillion 2.
No.
Pilgrim Church.
No.
Pineview.
No.
Quail Hollow.
Yeah.
Keep going.
Mike, do you need to keep going, or are you willing to accept defeat?
Mr. Chairman, the point is not whether it's a yes or a no. The point is who voted which way.
So you're going to take this from me afterwards and keep up with it, right?
All right, point well taken, point well taken. I appreciate your passion.
Red Bank.
No.
Red Bank South 2.
Yes.
Round Hill. St. David.
Yes.
Saluda River.
No.
Seven Oaks.
Yes.
Springdale.
Yes.
St. Michael.
Yes.
West Columbia 4.
Yes.
Westover.
No.
White Knoll.
No.
Whitehall.
Yes.
Preston, third vice chair.
No.
Ned. Ed Tolar.
No.
Jim?
Yes.
And Tommy, our state executive committee, Tom.
No.
All right, the noes have it, so we're going to continue the debate. Now, we were at the point that I had proposed referring it to a committee appointed, and it was friendly, a friendly amendment was offered to have the steering committee appoint the committee. And I think that was the last thing we were discussing before we had the table motion. So, well, you can have a seat, Corey. Your services are done here. Thank you very much.
Second.
Second. What was the question?
We had a call for the question, and there's a second. So that's,
Motion that Rich proposed.
that's it.
That was amended by Tom.
Is there any objection to calling for the question? In other words, to end debate and vote? All right, here's the question that was called, and we're going to have to do a roll call unless you all don't object. The question is, do we want to refer the bill, the proposed rule change, to a committee appointed by the steering committee, an ad hoc committee that will deal with this issue? The steering committee will appoint them, and they will report back in September. Now, if everyone agrees to table it, we don't have to do a roll call vote. But if anyone wants to object, we can do a roll call. Are there any objections? Hearing none, we're going to wait. Maybe I do hear one. Mr. Hartley.
If you pass this thing, it has to go through the state party, doesn't it?
No.
To change the rules, you have to go to the...
Well, that's something,
it has to go
that's,
before the state
if that's true, the steering committee, the ad hoc committee will be tasked to make those determinations. So we'll hopefully have some very smart people that will make those determinations, and they will report back to us. But if anyone objects, we're going to have a roll call. That's not a threat, I'm just telling you.
May I just ask a simple question?
Sure.
It seems to me that referring this to an ad hoc committee sounds more like the best we could hope for is to decide whether to take and tie the chairman with one rope or two versus three.
Well, all the committee is going to do is bring this back as a fleshed out proposal with consideration of all the issues, so that when we have a debate, we can say to the committee, did you consider that? What did the state party say? What does the law say? Is there any reason the bylaws don't allow this? Right now, we're shooting in the dark. And we don't have the time to study it all. And I've studied the law pretty well, and I'll tell you, I could not answer all the questions that you all could come up with. So the committee would be dealing with those issues. And they would be reporting back to us. And then we would have this discussion, hopefully with some education. Yes?
To clarify, the steering committee,
The steering committee would merely be the vehicle that appoints the ad hoc
it will be
committee.
exploratory only, and like with all other committees, the executive committee is.
The ad hoc committee would exist for this.
Ad hoc powers.
No, they would have the ad hoc powers of proposing a well thought out, reasoned, and debated rule that we can deal with as a body.
And it comes back to us for final.
Yes, and once that's done, that committee dissolves and it doesn't exist anymore. And the people that are put on that committee are determined by the steering committee, not by me.
Mr. Chairman, that
I'm sorry, Mike Lyman had his hand up first.
When and how would we know who you all appoint?
Email immediately.
Well, I will call a meeting of the steering committee,
Okay.
and we have a normal meeting on the last Tuesday of the month, and I think that's the 28th. So we'll probably have a meeting there, and we can appoint an ad hoc committee at that point. And they will have till September, which incidentally we won't be meeting in July and August. So our next regular meeting will be September.
Point of order, the first Monday in September is Labor Day. We normally don't meet.
The second one.
All right, well, that's another issue for another time, maybe a little bit later.
It will be the next meeting.
Right, whatever the next meeting is, it may not be September.
If the study committee has finished
All
their
right, all
study
right.
on it.
Well, we'll tell them what to do. Yes, Mike, you're next.
I'm sorry, the ad hoc committee, will that be in public? And will that have executive committee input? Will you allow public input, executive committee input?
Yeah, I don't want to bind this subcommittee,
I'm not saying tremendously, but maybe.
but I'll tell you what,
5 or 10
I'll see if I can't get you on that committee.
Thank you.
All right. And then we'll make sure they do everything properly and on the up and up. And if any dictators arise, we will quickly put them down. All right, now, yes, Ed.
I was just going to say, would they be able to throw out an email periodically?
Absolutely, we'll require that of them. All right, now, back to the question. question is, do you want to have this motion, an ad hoc committee appointed by the steering committee to propose a rule similar to the one that's been proposed by Corey? All, yes. Sure.
Well, he actually brought up a point, so they are definitely going to present their findings, conclusive or inconclusive, at the next meeting in September. This is not going to be one of those that will just like go on forever.
Well, it will be required to submit a report by the next meeting.
Okay.
If the Lord tarries and we're here in September, we'll do it. And if not, then we'll do it the next meeting. And if they don't, then we'll just dissolve the whole thing. We'll do whatever we want next meeting. We can cancel the committee and cancel the rule and say, too bad. Yes, Mr. Hartley.
Mr. Chairman, you have the authority to appoint this committee. You don't have to have a vote on it. You have the authority to do that.
Yeah, and the executive committee has the power to tell me not to and do it the way they say. So you can vote.
You have the authority to appoint that
Well,
committee.
that debate is obviously ongoing. That's the point of this whole debate, is to kind of clarify what power I have. So, yes.
Will the reading in September count for the first reading?
We don't need 2 readings for this. This is a rule change. It's not a resolution.
Chairman, I called for the question.
I've been trying to get there. These are all points of order. And every time I get halfway through the question, somebody asks another question. So, as long as you have questions, I'll be happy to answer them. But some of y'all are getting worn out. Okay, the question again is, do you want an ad hoc committee appointed by the steering committee to present for us a resolution, a rule change similar to the one that's been proposed by Corey? All those in favor, say aye. Aye. All those opposed, say no. All right, the ayes have it. We will put this. We have a motion to adjourn. All those in favor of adjourning? Aye. All those opposed? All right, have a great night. Thank you for coming.
2 of your cannabis votes in a row. William Wagner,
Anyone who wants to volunteer, please let me know.
IERS.
Please turn in your name tags as well.
After all that, nobody said no.
So interesting. I just love it.
Me too.